Factors outside of just your training in the gym have a huge part in how you perform and how much muscle you build. It's not just about the training. Thinking that you can just train hard constantly and consistently and not worry about anything else and still make muscle is a huge mistake. Because the real growth and real progress lies not only in your training, but also on essential factors outside of the gym. So in this video, I'm going to go over some essential key points as to the real reason why you're not making muscle, even if you're consistently training and dieting. Point number one is your stress levels. If you're constantly in a state of fight or flight, this is going to lead to very poor gains. If you want to actually rest and recover and come back stronger, you need to make sure that you're managing your stress levels so that your central nervous system is more in a state of rest and recover. If you're not doing this and you're constantly stressed, is hitting your nervous system non-stop, you're going to find it so much harder to improve your strength, to actually come back and build muscle, and to find energy and performance in the gym. Some key ways you can manage your stress levels are through managing your caffeine intake, especially not having it too late at night and not having excessive amounts of caffeine. I highly recommend not going above 300 milligrams per day. Getting some really good sunlight in. This has had really proven benefits on your stress levels, your nervous system, and your cortisol, especially if you can do this in the morning. This is essential. Proper sleep is really important. If you're not getting proper sleep, it's going to really damage your stress levels and it's going to make you operate less efficiently. And also walking outside is another really key step which you can do to help lower your cortisol. Point number two is your sleep. This is absolutely essential for mood and energy. If you're not sleeping really well and sleeping at the same time each and every day, getting at least 7 to 9 hours, then your performance in the gym is going to take a huge hit. If you do get really good sleep, you're going to notice that effort starts to feel a lot better. You're going to be so much more excited to train, you're going to want to train more, and when you're in the gym, your performance and your energy is just going to go up enormously. And if your energy is there, it's going to lead to more motor unit recruitment, which is going to activate more muscle fibers and lead to more progress. If you have really bad sleep, another huge downside of this is it's going to lower your testosterone. And the lower your testosterone, the more difficult you're going to find it to actually go out and get motivation to go and train and also to build muscle when you're in the gym. So hormone regulation is also essential. So this is why sleep is a really important factor which is often overlooked. The next point is really common and it's dehydration. If you're not hydrated when you're in the gym, this is really going to have a huge impact on your performance. I've noticed this myself when I go into the gym and I haven't had a sufficient amount of water. I just feel like my energy is going to dip, I fatigue a lot easier, and my strength just goes down massively. As opposed to being completely hydrated, I've just found the difference in performance is massive. And even if you're training hard and consistently, if you're constantly dehydrated, you're just going to build muscle less efficiently. It's just going to be so much harder to actually build that muscle, and your energy is going to be sapped constantly, and fatigue is just going to kick in so much easier. Because the reason why this is because if you're dehydrated, it's just going to reduce the oxygen delivery to your muscles, which is therefore going to have a huge impact on your performance. So making sure that you've had at least 2 to 3 liters of water each and every day. There's actually no downside to going 3 to 4 liters a day, which is what I do, is making sure your muscles have the hydration that they need to actually perform. Point number 4 is that recovery is a lot more important than you think. So many people have training frequencies that are just far too high. I used to do this. I used to train 5-6 days per week for an hour and a half each and every time, and I just found that my performance would just plateau completely. And the reason was because I was ignoring rest and recovery. And my central nervous system was constantly being hit with stimulus, and I wasn't given a chance to actually relax and put myself into a state where I could grow back. This is why I cut down my training to just 3 days per week. I found this is optimal where you're getting enough stimulus to grow and also enough days off to fully recharge and recover so that when you go back into the gym, your strength is going to improve and your ability to build muscle is going to improve. So it's really important that you're aware that muscle is built outside the gym through proper rest and recovery, not inside the gym. This is just when you're creating the initial tear, which is going to set off the hypertrophy process. Whereas if you just continually put stress on your nervous system, then you're not going to build any muscle because you're not going to come back stronger. My last and final point is to do with diet. This is really crucial. You should be prioritizing healthy, organic, whole foods. And you should be having a diet which is high in carbs and also has a balance of the key macronutrients, protein, fats, and carbs. If you're just eating enough protein and worrying about eating enough calories, you completely ignore the impact this is going to have on your sleep levels. Your cravings are going to go up, your energy is going to dip, your mood is going to dip, your metabolic output will decline, and your body's ability to actually build muscle and burn fat efficiently is going to decrease if you just ignore the nutritional value of the food you're putting in and just worry about hitting protein or hitting a calorie target. This is why I really absolutely think it's crucial to have whole food organic diets. This is going to massively boost every area of your life. It's going to mean cravings go down, your hormones are going to increase, especially testosterone, which is essential for your mood, your performance, and also your ability to build muscle in the gym. And overall, you're just going to have so much more energy, you're going to feel so much better. Your digestion's going to improve, and every area of your life will improve. The reason why I think that high carb diets is essential is because it helps to combat against cortisol, which is going to put your body in a less stressful position, which, like I mentioned before, is absolutely essential for muscle growth. So if you ignore this and you just go for protein, ignore fats and carbs, your protein, you're going to find that your cortisol is going to increase, your testosterone is going to go down, and your muscles are going to have significantly less fuel in the gym. So this is why dieting, having a balance of these macronutrients, and prioritizing whole foods is absolutely essential. So there you have it. This is my 5 key essential reasons why you're not building muscle. Even if you're training consistently, if you're not getting these 5 things correct, and you're not prioritizing your recovery and your rest, your diet, your nutrition, and your stress levels, then your performance in the gym, your ability to build muscle, and your muscle growth is going to take a significant hit.